This is Valley News Live at 10.
Good evening, I'm Justin Benny. Tonight, Fargo police presented their final analysis of a deadly officer-involved shooting earlier this summer to the Police Advisory and Oversight Board. But while the state attorney general has argued police essentially did everything they could to prevent the death of Shane Netterville that day, some of those who spoke tonight are still not happy with what went down on July 8th. Valley News Team's Aaron Walling brings us the story.
You could feel the tension in the air at the Fargo City Hall.
It is Officer O'Brien's negligent decision-making and actions that led to the loss of life.
As people expressed their displeasure over the death of Shane Netterville, who was shot and killed in an officer-involved shooting on July 8th.
He fired a shot that could have killed the passenger just as much as it could have killed Shane Netterville, just as much as it could have killed the other two officers who were directly behind Shane Netterville.
36 seconds is all that elapsed between the time that the officers arrived and started shouting directions at the victim.
FPD presented their findings to the Police Advisory and Oversight Board, going over the timeline and showing footage from the incident.
These are very traumatic events. They're very troubling for everyone who has to review them and be involved in them. And so, I think they handled that very professionally.
Some of the committee members questioned the use of deadly force and precisely when Officer Adam O'Brien fired his weapon.
No rock should be unturned until the truth is actually uncovered.
Conrad Thomas wants to go through all of the details.
It takes dedication. It takes maybe more time in which is not allotted to try and dive into what is the issues and why certain events occurred, and especially how you don't repeat it again. And that's the biggest thing, I believe.
Some of the public comments asked why the officers didn't announce who they were. Chief David Zabolski gave a simple explanation.
The officers are in full uniform. No need to do that.
The advisory board noted they hope meetings like this will help establish a better connection to the community to help better serve them. In Fargo, Aaron Walling, Valley News Live.
Also today, Fargo Police Chief Dave Zabolski, who you just heard from, also responded to claims made by City Commissioner Dave Pepcorn, claiming dozens of Fargo police officers have resumes or applications out to potentially leave the department. In a statement sent to our newsroom, Zabolski says he is unaware of any information which would substantiate Deputy Mayor Pepcorn's claims, adding his department added 15 new officers and had 3 returning officers last month alone. This all comes just 9 months after we first told you about at least 35 members of the department resigning in recent years, citing issues with either Zabolski or his leadership. Switching gears now, talking about the weather outside, where it's a bit hazy today, and there are some changes coming. First Alert Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joins us now with the details. Hutch.
You know, Justin, one of the nicest things to help us get rid of smoke is some rain showers, and we have that making its way through the valley right now as we head into the evening hours. We have some sprinkles within the last hour here in Fargo. They've been very light. Temperatures very close to 60 degrees from Fargo through Jamestown all the way out to Bemidji. A little bit warmer in Detroit Lakes, but look how cool things have gotten out to the west. Temperatures right now are 20 to 40 degrees colder than they were yesterday at this time in eastern portions of Montana and the western part of the Dakotas. We're cooling off here as our northwest winds late in the day have seen our hot weather out to the east. Now, along the boundary, we have some showers making their way from Fargo all the way through Bemidji. Some thunderstorms causing some small hail out there near the Watertown area. Those are all moving to the north and east. So these will be trekking out towards Alexandria. This is just garden variety showers here. No thunder or lightning associated with them. Barnesville, Becker County, Bemidji, all the B's, Bagley, even seeing some showers out there. This shows, though, that the showers and thunder showers we see out to the west will be spreading our way as we go through the overnight hours. Expect maybe a rumble of thunder, some locally heavier rain that could dump 1/10 or 2/10 of an inch. For some of us, maybe even a pinch more than that. We're going to cool off thanks to that cold front, Justin, but it's sweeping the smoke out of here. Your hour-by-hour forecast details for Friday and beyond are coming up in a moment.
Sounds good. Thanks, Hutch. The trial for the man accused of stabbing and strangling a 14-year-old girl to death in Fargo last summer is now officially underway. 23-year-old Arthur Cawley is charged with murder, robbery, and aggravated assault in the death of Jupiter Paulson. Officials say she was found with 25 stab wounds in a Fargo strip mall parking lot.
He kicks her, he punches her, stabs her, strangles her. And this assault lasts for 30 minutes.
From day one, it's still unclear what exactly the defense is arguing for Cawley. The defense's opening arguments lasted just 3 minutes today. Testimony is set to resume tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. If convicted of Paulson's murder, Cawley faces up to life in prison without the possibility of parole. 4 people are in jail after a shooting and high-speed chase overnight. Officers across the metro were on alert for a car after a shooting in Fargo around 11. Moorhead police say they spotted that vehicle speeding eastbound I-94 about 100 miles an hour. The chase started. The vehicle exited Main Avenue Southeast, then crashed. That's when they say the 4 people inside took off running. A canine was brought in and found the 4 hiding in a culvert near 34th Street and I-94. Police say the canine also found 3 loaded guns and a backpack containing marijuana. As of this evening, only one of the 4 suspects has been identified, though. 18-year-old Daniel Cease of Fargo was arrested for fleeing in a motor vehicle. The Washington National Cathedral tolled its funeral bells today in honor of Queen Elizabeth II. This morning, Buckingham Palace announced Britain's longest reigning monarch ever died at her castle in Scotland this morning. She was 96. Queen Elizabeth's death has prompted an outpouring of condolences from leaders around the world, including President Joe Biden, French President Emmanuel Macron. Mourners also came to lay flowers near Balmoral Castle, where the Queen was staying when she died. New tonight, Fargo city leaders met this afternoon to discuss the plan for growth of the city. City leaders say their last plan, drafted in 2007, is now outdated, adding the city's grown at a much faster pace than expected. While they didn't reveal the real details of what this new plan could look like, they did set a goal of what it should achieve, touching on the need for more affordable housing, more commercial business to the south towards Horace, and the possibility of growth up north.
I know on the south side now we have areas where we probably should have put commercial, because if people want to get out and get milk or a loaf of bread, they drive 2 miles. And is that really smart growth with energy issues there are now? So I will kind of hone in on what is smart growth in the new world.
City leaders hope to submit a proposal for this plan by the end of October. Well, everywhere you look, businesses are hiring. Some are offering some unique incentives, trying to not only attract staff, but retain the employees they do have. And with inflation still near a 40-year high, full-time employees of the Fargo Park District are about to get a one-time inflationary bonus of $2,000 to help.
You know, it's tough times right now, and, you know, unprecedented inflation, that they want to do something for the staff to help them get them through this year. And I think this was a way to do that.
The Park District also plans to add a pay raise for part-time and seasonal employees in next year's budget. Students, parents, and staff with Fargo Public Schools got a chance to party on the pavement this evening, celebrating the start of another school year. The back-to-school bash happened earlier today in the south parking lot of the district office space. There was free food, music, games, giveaways, including more than $500 in gift cards and school swag. Explore Minnesota and Minnesota State Parks and Trails are teaming up again to provide weekly fall color updates. The idea is to help you plan your fall trips across Minnesota to match up with where you might find the most scenic backdrops, the best photo ops at different times of the month. This, by the way, is video from Visit Bemidji. Staff at Minnesota's 75 state parks and recreation areas submit this fall color progress report each week. They say peak color is often sometime between mid-September and mid-October across the state, depending on the different areas. We have a link to their fall color finder on our VNL News app.